Finite automata with output is nothing but Mealy and Moore machines. Finite automata with output is having a letter of words like input. Transitions are nothing but execution of instructions or program. States are used for contents of memory. And is there any output for finite automata? Yes. There are two types of finite state machine that generate the output, Mealy machine and Moore machine. Mealy machine is a finite state machine whose output depends on the present state as well as present input. It can be described by a six-tuple. Q, a set of finite set of states. Summation is a set of symbols called as input alphabet. O is finite set of symbols called output alphabet. Delta is input transition function where Q cross summation tends to Q. X is output transition function where Q tends to O, the output states, and Q0 is the initial state from where any input is processed, and Q0 belongs to finite set of states Q. This is example for Mealy machine with transition graph and transition table. This is the state diagram for Mealy machine and this is transition table for the same. Reset with output 0 is the initial state. So reset with input 1 and output or next state is A with output 0. Now in Mealy machine, each input is having output associated with it, which moves from one state to another state. Let us take an example. State A with input 0 moves to state B with output 0. So how this is represented in transition table is, current state A with input 0 moves to state B with output 0. Let's take A with input 1. A with input 1 moves to state C with output 0. So, which is represented here, current state A with input 1 moves to state C with output 0. Same transition table is represented for all the states A, B and C. You can see all movements are having input and outputs associated with each other. Next type of finite state machine with output is called as Moore machine. Mealy machine depend on present state as well as present input, whereas Moore machine output depends on only the present state. Again, the six tuples in Moore machine are same as Mealy machine, with the difference in output transition function where it is Q summation tends to O output state. All other six tuples are Q finite set of states, summation set of input alphabet, O set of output alphabet, delta is input transition function, X is output transition function and Q0 is initial state. Now this is example for a Moore machine where you can see, if you remember the Mealy machine, in Mealy machine output is associated with each input separately. Whereas in Moore machine, the output is associated with state only, because Moore machine is the FSM where output depends on only present state. So state A is having output 0, state B output 0, state D output 1, like that. So we can move like A with 0 input. The transition will move from A to B with input 0 and output 0. Why? Because we consider the output of next state. So we'll see here, current state is A, input is 0, which moves to state B with output of B is 0. We can take another example for D. D with 0. So D with 0 input, the transition moves from D to E, where input is 0 and output of E is 1. So D with input 0 moves to state E with output 1. So there is a difference between Moore machine and Mealy machine. Both the machines are used for finite automata with output. Then what is the difference between both? Mealy machine output depends on both present state and present input. Moore machine output depends only on present state. Mealy machine generally have fewer states than Moore machine, whereas Moore machine has more states. In Mealy machine, output changes at the clock edges, whereas Moore machine, input change can cause the changes in output change. Mealy machine react faster to the inputs, whereas in Moore machine, Moore logic is needed to decode the output since it has more circuit delays. Now, till now we have learned what is finite automata with output, what are the two types, Mealy machine and Moore machine, the difference between both. Now, what are the applications where the finite automata with output is used? The applications are number classification, watch with timer, vending machine, traffic light, barcode scanner and gas pumps, and many more applications where finite automata with output can be used. Thank you.